So, in this, I'm going to go over hydration and how I've helped people think about their own health and water in a different way. So, in the years I went through living in the woods, going through the HMA or trying to become one, even though it never really worked because I never filed the paperwork properly, or it's going to house to house to house, cleaning, doing dishes, listening to nonsense and crazy people. But anyways, after meeting all these people who need a lot of help, I noticed something very important in all these people. They don't drink water and they don't eat enough food. They eat one meal a day, if that. It's usually something sugary, and they drink soda or use coffee as their main source of hydration. Now, this is like the gentleman I live with, the Raymond with the mental capacity of a 7 year old. You got Joanna. Even Chris had this problem with the leg. Oh, and David with the fedora. Oh my God, yeah. He lived off of cigarettes, weed, and beer. I don't think that guy ever did anything but beer, cigarettes, and weed. That was what he, I mean, I don't know how he did it, but that's what he consumed. The only water I ever saw Dave with the fedora drink was out of a bong. That guy would literally only drink bong water. I don't know what the hell was up with that dude. But I would try to teach them every time I saw this, every time I needed water, because I would ask, "Hey, can you go get me some water?" And they'd be like, "Oh, why do you need water? No, wait, what's wrong? I got soda here." No, I kind of like water. I like lemonade, water. I like Gatorade if I'm not had too much. I like that type of stuff. I sometimes make my own Gatorade, sprinkle a little bit of potassium salts, or you can go in the aisle, and if you go to the salt aisle, you can find salt replacements that match the same electrolytes in Gatorade. You can pretty much buy those electrolytes. You just add a small amount to your water, add your fruit flavoring, stir it up, you got Gatorade. Similar to how the military used to have you salt your water. I haven't done this in like 15 years, or when I was about 19, 20, I had to do it one time because my electrolytes were getting very low while I was living in the woods. But, anyways, and you have to be very careful to read the packaging. That's one thing I've noticed, is that people do not read the packaging or know what's in the packaging. They literally just swipe stuff off the shelf and start eating it. I'm like, do you know what you're eating? Yeah, Bobo Bones. Bobo bones. What's a bobo bone? What animal does a bobo bone come from? Haha, you're stupid, Zach. It's not an animal. It's a new snack chip called Bobo Bones. You know, it's in the shape of a bone. Oh, so it's a chip? Well, it's more like a cracker chip candy mix. Oh, what the fuck is a bobo bone? Okay, well, what does the packaging say? Oh, I don't know what's in it. I just know they taste good. And the guy keeps on eating it. What the fuck? Let me see that. Oh, it's made of chemicals, conditioners, preservatives, all different types of artificial sweeteners. Oh, and a couple things that are banned in the UK. Oh, yeah, we got a couple food dyes and colorings that are banned in the UK. We got a bunch of artificial sweeteners banned in the UK. Oh, yeah, this stuff is just all their waste pressed into a bar. But it does taste good, too. All that salt and sugar in there must make it taste good. And probably frosting with a nice salted coating on it. Yeah, and you got that other chemical in the Dorito chips in there that's supposed to fool your taste buds into being addictive. I mean, there really is a preservative, a special type of salt, similar to MSG but different, that's used to make you keep on coming back. As soon as the chip is gone, it leaves an addictive, I want more fool on your tongue and brain. Well, they've been putting that stuff in every salty snack now. They love it. And there's at least 3 on the shelf that have it in it. Doritos, those little curly ones that are all blue covered in powder, and there's another one. I know this because I run these stores, and I'm literally know every ingredient in every single product in every single store. I have not read a package in my life. ever since I could actually read the package, I decided I want to read the package. I want to know what the fuck these words are on my box that I'm eating. What is hexapronidinol? What is potassium nitrate? What is potassium sorbate? What is potassium sodium nitrate? What is potassium sodium? What is sodium potassiate? What are all these preservatives in here used for? Why do I need 20 preservatives in my chocolate bar? This is the type of stuff I look into. But what do I teach the people? What do I teach these elderly people? One simple point system for hydration. If something has caffeine or sugar, I want you to come up with a negative number that represents sugar and caffeine. Now, caffeine is depending on the level, but usually a -5. So for me, Coca-Cola is +5, -5. I can't hydrate, it comes to a 0. Lemonade is a -1 from the sugar, but a +6 from the water. So a +5, I can hydrate. The highest number is 10. That would be smart water. That is water with stuff that actually helps my body hold hydration. So that would be like a smart water might be a 10, or a Gatorade with no sugar, smart water, yeah, electrolyte water would be a 10. Then you got regular water at an 8 or a 9, as high as it goes. Then you got maybe unfiltered water at an 8 or 7. Then you got the like lemonades or the just a regular water, flavored water or something like that at maybe a 6 or 7. Then you have at a 5 maybe like a tea or a lemonade or something like that, maybe at a 6, 5, 6. Then at about a 4 or a 5, you got simple stuff. I was going over with him with is more like your, let's say decaf, let's say Sprite. Sprite, you would have a high negative sugar content number, but there's no caffeine. And there are bubbles, but that's just a gas. So that's probably a 4 or 5, maybe a 4 for Sprite. Then you got stuff like coffee. That's a -2. You can't use coffee, but decaf has only a little caffeine. So maybe only -1 point for decaf. So maybe decaf coffee can be a -4 as well. Sorry, no, a +4. So you got a +4 for decaf coffee. You got all those other numbers too at positive, but then you got caffeinated coffee. You got like a high negative number because it's high levels of caffeine. So you got like a -6 or 7 from all that caffeine in regular coffee. And you only get a +5 from the water content because it's pretty dark and filled with the caffeine. So you can't hydrate. That's a -2. That's a negative number no matter which way you look at it. Coca-Cola, that's +5, but also -5 because you got negative from the sugar and you got a big negative from the caffeine. So that's going to come to a 0 or less. So you can't hydrate after off of Coca-Cola. But Sprite and a glass of water, both would work. Lemonade and smart water would work. Gatorade with a lemonade would work. But it's all about how much hydration you get and identifying what liquids actually will hydrate you and what liquids will not. And sugar and caffeine give you a negative number. So does salt in high levels. So, like seawater is a -5. Seawater will not hydrate you because it has such a high salt content. A little tiny, tiny, tiny bit of salt in one bottle of water will help you hold in more water, raising the hydration level. But adding a shitload of salt to all your water will suck every last dime of water out of your body and shut down your kidneys. Your kidneys will shut down. I mean, it won't be good. You don't want to be drinking salt water. That is why I drink regular filtered water. And I get plenty of salt and electrolytes through my diet now. Always I did. But if you're homeless like I did, living in the woods, you might need to drink a Gatorade once in a while with your water. Or might need to get something like a Smart Water once every couple days, or get some electrolytes in you. I noticed that when I was living homeless, the amount of electrolytes I was getting was almost none. So that's it. That is important for hydration, but only as you use them up. And you don't need salt water, for goodness sake, like seawater. You just need a sprinkle, like the military used, and only in one bottle. You don't want it in every bottle. You just wanted a little bit of electrolytes. Once when your body puts that back in, you're done. Back to your regular water. So I would ignore my advice about the salting of water. I would just ignore that. You're probably getting plenty of salt in your diet already. If you're not like me, I don't like potato chips. I don't like salty snacks. I love the taste of salty snacks, but it's hard to find a good snack without teeth that doesn't have crap in it. It really is. Believe it or not, Fritos are maybe the only one. Corn, salt, oil, done. I mean, Frito, like those little Frito chips, they are the most simple ingredients I've seen on the packaging. They're pretty simple. Even the oils are basic. At least the ones I was looking at. It had like four ingredients. It had oil, corn dough, salt. It was pretty basic. I think corn syrup or something to sweeten the dough. But it was very, very, very basic list. It was so nice to see only four items on the back of a bag of chips. Oh, great! Only four things in this? That's unheard of. So yeah, that's what I like. I don't like a crazy list on my food.